While we've grown up, we've ninny bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. Let's say hello, first of all, to all of you watching the replay. Thank you so much. And let's say hi to the folks in the chat. We've got Super VH is here as usual, Damon Swinky, Joseph Trujillo, James, Joey Johnston, PB2, channel member Gen 1 Red Alert. Thank you for your support. Mr. J, and let's see, Philip Barton, Cuddy Fox, and the triumphant return from a long absence of Fitz 19. So welcome back, buddy. It's been a while. Good to see you. Good to see you back here. So today we're going to talk about the event coming up this weekend, as usual. We found out, was it last week? I think it might have been even the week before. Metalhawk and Bomb-Burst were going to be the new bots. We finally got images of them in the newsletter. They showed them off in the stream. So we know a little bit about what their abilities are. We'll talk about that. And once everything is done with the Earth Wars business, oh yeah, plenty of crystal cracking. And I got 4 new figures that we'll go take a look at as well. So how about we go ahead and get started with that Transformers Earth Wars news. This weekend's event is called The Price. And side note, speaking of the price, I did happen to catch the stream today, and it wasn't really reported anywhere, but I did catch Giannis saying about the cost of the parts of the Titan. I didn't catch the 3-star part, but he said the 4-star part would be 40,000 4-star shards, kind of like last time. In fact, he said the whole 3-star part would be the same, and you guys could probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 50,000 3-star shards and then 40,000 4-star shards. So if that's the case, I don't need to keep hoarding 50,000 4-star shards. I only need to hoard 40,000, which means I can get 4 extra 4-star crystals to crack later. But that's later. So this weekend's event, as I said, is called The Price, and my buttons aren't working as usual. Yeah, he shows up there all the time. Gather your Alliance members and take part this weekend to win 5,000 Prime Core shards, 250,000 Spark and Combat Spark. Weird numbers, but I did the math. This is what it seems to shake out to: 3,125 4-star shards, 9,375 3-star shards with an equal sign in there instead of a dash. Whoops. And 75,000 premium crystal shards, 25 billion energon and alloy, which is always nice, and 25 total spark chests, they're calling them. They're usually called crystals. I expect it's the same thing because they didn't give us any extra details about it. So it is a prestige event for your Alliance. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. 25 prestiges, and yes, there's bonus experience. Got to be headquarters level 4 and be in an Alliance. Hit the yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect the points, collect the prizes. And the battle zones are the standard battle zones, and there's a list of your totalizer prizes. 25,000 points per prestige times over 25 prestiges. So there you go. I did not do the math on that, and I don't feel like doing that. So, so 50,000, 12, and like 600,000 points or something like that. So assuming that the total spark chests are going to be total spark crystals, there's what they are. This is not guaranteed. This is just my guess based on the fact that it's total spark. Equal chance at 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000 of each of the combat, combiner, and normal spark. So yeah, again, don't take this as gospel. This is just a guess because they didn't publish it. So like I said, we got Metalhawk for the Autobots. We did not get bios for these guys. I think some people might have them in playtesting accounts. I didn't see mine in there as of yesterday when I was putting these slides together. So I don't have a bio for you, but hey, there's a bot mode and an alt mode. And his counterpart for the Decepticons is Bomb-Burst. Again, bot mode and alt mode. And we also do have them in toy form over here on the review desk. And I did my best to capture the poses of the Earth Wars art. So it worked out pretty good. It was a little difficult. And getting bots in poses like this where they've got one leg bent and the other leg out is very difficult for balance because it almost always wants to fall over backwards or something like that. But anyway, they're pretty stable right now, but if I shake my desk, they'll probably fall over. So there we go. And there we go. So there's Metalhawk again, so you can get a good look at how he compares. So anyway, I'm pretty proud of my posing there. It doesn't usually happen. So there, like I said, we did learn their ability. It's called Lunar Dust, and you go airborne and drop bombs in an area and to deal with a certain amount of damage. Very similar to Blades and Dirge. But instead of hacking, you leave a dust cloud, which reduces the range of the buildings and bots in there by a certain percent for 10 seconds. So very similar. And in fact, it's so similar that in the stream when they were showing the ability, it had the Blades ability icon. So some people were asking, are they going to keep using that? No, obviously they're not. The ability icons oftentimes in the playtest account, when you're seeing it in the test account or on the stream before it gets released, it's not up to date. I'm sure it'll be more appropriately designed for these two guys by the time they actually come into the game. So will it be the same dust cloud as Terramander or Topspin? It probably not exactly the look. Super VH says it's a actual dust like brown. Yes, yeah, I wasn't. I had my focus somewhere else when they were actually testing it in the stream, so I kind of missed that. So thanks for that. But it's very similar effect. But yeah, the image not found. I just thought it'd be a little silly there. So that's it for the news. There's something about a tournament, and congrats to whoever won it. So if you're in that, yeah. So and condolences to whoever didn't. I wasn't involved, so yeah, that's all that you're going to get from me on that. So time for the community corner. We'll head over to our Discord channel. So thank you to this week. It's just one contributor, I think. Private Duncan giving an update on some of her bots, maxing out 6-gun special ability. They're going to focus on Red Alert. She's got a plan set up for him. To be on outpost with special 11, he's immune to damage for 10 seconds and provides nearby defenses with 50% immunity. That seems pretty solid. With Nightstick and Vector Prime, he can heal himself, place acid, and then revive himself. Oh man, that does seem like a pretty good setup. So if anybody's looking for a good outpost bot combination, here's a strong, solid recommendation for you. And looks like we do have a late edition. So Private Duncan also came asking the question. It could be unlikely, but if the Armada Minicon weapons, as shown here, it's the Armada Star Saber, wielded by the Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime, would they be classified as a weapon, or would they be classified as a combat bot? Well, it kind of depends. I think they are actually bots. It's 3 of them that combine, if I remember. But the weapons we've been seeing as weapons are just that. I mean, it's a sword. You know, it's not. It doesn't a sword that doesn't transform or a gun that doesn't transform. Since this is a weapon that transforms into 3 little dudes, I think this would be basically like a triple combat bot. If they wanted to bring in something like the Armada Star Saber, I don't think it would be like a combiner type of a gimmick within the combat bots. I don't think they'd go that far. So my guess is it would probably be just the 3 of them. I mean, they can do whatever they want because they don't ever show the combat bots transformed into their robot modes anyway, right? Except for like in the dialogue. So I mean, it's all we only ever see them in their weapon mode. So they really could do whatever. That's my thought. So and PV2 checking in says you don't see this often, but the streak ended today. Let's check this out. Look at this is defenses, and look at these victories. You know, it's just filled up the battle history. That's a lot of attacks too, but you're getting attacked an awful lot. But you know, Decepticons do tend to get attacked a lot. But yeah, you're holding off the defense. You're holding off the attackers. So yeah, very well done. Yeah, I've run a streak of 3 or 4 victories in a row, I think, but never like that. That's awesome. And yeah, so that's going to do it for our community corner. So we'll go ahead and finish off the slides. There's the link to YouTube. I need to change the slide to remind everybody to subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, go hit the subscribe button. Consider becoming a channel member and helping support the channel, like Red Alert in here. And I see Fire Talks is here. Yes, another one, also another channel member. Thank you for joining up and joining into the stream and supporting the channel. Yeah. And let's see, what's the last thing? It's oh yeah. I don't post much, but I do have Instagram and Facebook. If you want to go check out things I've posted already, and I'll post again at some point. And we got to roll credits. I should have updated this. I'm not sure if I did. And it occurred to me I totally forgot to run the credits last week. So I apologize for that. Thank you to all of the channel members, and thank you to the moderators for helping out during the stream and in Discord. Speaking of Discord, there's a link in the description if you're not already there. And that's where we get the community corner from. Is that all? Did I cover everything? Yeah, I did. So, yep. All right, so good news. I don't know if everybody saw that yet, but we had we figured out the laser show effect last week. So, yeah, fun. Anyway, yeah, these guys. So, in case you were wanting to see these guys again, so we've got Metalhawk, we've got Bomb-Burst. I'm pretty sure they'll be roughly the same size as any other air class bot in the game, but toy form, it's a little bit of a height difference. Yeah, see, like I said, one tiny little knock and he falls over. But yeah, so there we go. Bomb-Burst, Metalhawk. Yeah, I think this is about the time when we go to the game and crack some crystals, maybe. 159, including, let's go ahead and get these out of the way. These are the Cyber Pass skins because I hit 3,000 last weekend, like Saturday or Sunday, I think. So, yeah, I knocked it out pretty quick. So, Legacy Voyager Armada Starscream. That's a mouthful. It's interesting that they threw in Legacy Voyager there. Why instead of just Armada Starscream? But I guess they're trying to indicate that that's where they're coming from. It's a different change of pace. Oh, let's see. Let's go ahead and crack these combiner groups of combiner crystals. They're all going to be duplicates. I don't think we got to the Ruination crystals. That's the only place where I could possibly get one. I don't think we got to the Ruination crystals. So these are all Copytron. I will happily take the Combiner Spark that comes from all of these bots. So that's why it's still worth playing in these kind of events. Even if you don't need any of the bots, you still get nice. Nice. See, look at that, 4,800 Combiner Spark. Not great because most of them were 2 stars, but still, it's more than nothing. And there's the Torchbearers or Rust Renegades, whichever you prefer. And look at that, it's a 4-star Rust Dust. You remember all those years ago? I tried so hard and spent way too much money trying to get that 4-star Rust Dust, and now here she just shows up. That's how life is, isn't it? Well, I did get a gold G1 Rust Dust score, so I'll have to check that out and see if that's worth it. Oh, 50 gold chips. Get through these. So let's see. We've got G1 Huffler Heal Gold. Okay, nice. There's the G1 Red Alert. Dust Up Blades. Don't think I need that one. First Aid. I've got that. Yeah, good. Some good stuff in there. Oh, I totally forgot to use the new button we found last week. Am I nearing full capacity? I fused and upgraded cores since last week, so we shouldn't be running into that. Yeah, I did a little bit of that off stream. I upgrade. I don't think I fused any, but I upgraded a lot. So G1 Slash, Volatile Mixtures, nice. Smokescreen, Rekgar. Ooh, I don't know if I had a gold Rekgar. That's nice. Blaster, Top Spin, more Volatile Mixture. I've got so many Ray boosters, guys. Oh, it didn't have that button to get more. It did on the crystals though. Maybe it's a crystal thing, not a chip thing. And what we got? Alpha Bravo, Hot Rod, Transmetal Cheetor, Grimlock, Firefly, and Awe. Yeah, most of those I have, I think. G1 Hound, Rodimus Prime. Oh, Huffer damage, so I can choose whichever way I want to go because I got a heal and a damage core. I think Huffer's usually on dispatch missions, so it doesn't really matter. But if I ever do decide to use them, I guess I have a choice to make. And we've got Wheeljack, Jazz, Shoulder Pads Prime, Optimus Prime, Topspin, and Impactor. Pretty sure I'm good on all of those. In fact, some of them I have like Shoulder Pads Prime. I'm pretty sure I got G Metal on that one. Speaking of G Metal, let's try to crack a couple of these chips. This is probably the XP cores. Yeah, XP core. I'll add that to my collection. Same thing with this one. I'll add that to my extensive XP core collection. Cuddy Fox saying only put G Metal crystals on your bots. You know, I would, but I don't have enough G Metals for all my bots. So, in fact, I even have cores on like all of my bots. Even like the 3 stars. I don't think I put them on the 2 stars. And you can't put them on 1 stars. But even the 3 stars, I've got at least like a level 5 silver. Honestly, I think that's a bad mistake because every time I go in there to upgrade, the Space Ape still won't hide the used ones. So I've got to scroll for 10 minutes to get past all the ones that are locked that I can't use. So yeah, I got plenty of self repairs. Don't really need it. All right, so we've got some premium chips. Duplicate party. Okay, so we'll see. It works on chips too. It doesn't work on power cores apparently, but we got that open more button, so we'll use that to open the rest of these chips. But you still got to hit the skip sequence button. And we got some silvers, 3 stars and 2 stars. Okay, but combat spark, just like the combiners, it still got the combat spark. And let's got some premium crystals. I expect these all to be duplicates as well, but you never know. Got gold fire. There we go, finally. Skids and all of that. And I think this is the last bit of the premiums. Slash and friends. All right. And you know, I'm going to go ahead and go grab these extra 4-star crystals. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know, I'm going to go ahead and grab one more. It'll put me below 40,000, but they didn't announce that the part's coming at any time soon, so I'm sure I'll get back above the 40,000 by the time it does. Let's go. So that gives 7 chances. Fingers crossed for Roadbuster, so I can finally get that 4-star Ruination. Now, we're going to do these one at a time. Just because, you know, we got to draw it out, right? Got to have some kind of excitement. Okay, so that's Firefly. So any duplicates, of course, as usual, give me 5-star shards. So those are nice. Even though we just got the Surfing Monkey last week, so he's doing fine. He's at level 40, I think. Just came out of the cooker. Getting close to a new 5-star combat. Although after I got Victory Leo already, didn't I? I think I got Victory Leo last time, so I'm not really chasing anybody now. I'd have to go remind myself maybe there is somebody I want to go after. Damon Swiggy said next week, possibly week after for the Arca Nemesis. Okay, cool. I'll be back over 40 before the weekend's out, so I'm not too worried about it. There's Perceptor. And one last chance. Which duplicate is it going to be? It's another Silverbolt. We got a duplicate Silverbolt. We got plenty of Silverbolt shards, though. I bet he's due a rank at some point, isn't he? Unless I ranked him already. Yeah, I don't see anybody looking for a rank, so. All right, well, that's it for the that's it for the game. We'll just go ahead and yeah, if you're only here for the Earth Wars stuff, you could take off. It's fine, but we're going to stick around and keep talking about toys. Feel free at any point ask questions about Earth Wars. Doesn't mean we can't talk about it. It's just that's not going to be the focus of it. Somebody asked if I saw the trailer for Transformers 1. Yes, I did, and I think it looks like it's going to be a fun movie. I like how they're going to the whole story of the war beforehand, and Orion Pax and Megatron, who goes by D16. We're friends, and it'd be interesting to see where they go. They did show like the Decepticon symbol, like a brand, kind of fall to the floor. They did show Megatron, probably still D16, kind of kneeling by a Decepticon relic, or maybe a pre-Decepticon relic, possibly a Megatronus idol or something, because in some universes, that's where he took the name Megatron as in honor of Megatronus. So maybe that's what that was. And it'll be interesting to see how the split develops. We saw Alpha Trion. He granted T-Cogs to these, to basically, we'll know the names. I'll use the names you know. Optimus, Bumblebee, Elita 1, and Megatron. They're the 4 main ones. Previously, they were workers who couldn't transform. And somehow they made it down into some cave and found Alpha Trion, who granted them the ability to transform by giving them T-Cogs. And there's definitely some blink and you'll miss it cameos there. I see some of you guys saying PB2 says I saw an arachnid. I caught that too. It's a little far to see exactly who it's supposed to be, but the shape of the legs screamed prime arachnid to me. So that's who I'm thinking. Bagman saying thought it was Tarn. I didn't see Tarn. Are you thinking that the Alpha Trion, you thought that might have been Tarn? Yeah. Nope. That was definitely Alpha Trion. Let's see. Yeah, there's been leaks for the Studio Series Orion Pax. Actually I've seen the package. It says Optimus Prime on the package, and the fact that he transforms, it's, like I said, they could transform. No idea when they take the name change, though. It's not like exactly like T-Cog. Okay, now you got a new name. Like Armada Megatron. Oh, I've got a new paint scheme. You're gonna call me Galvatron now. But anyway, yeah, I think there was a main line. They showed Optimus Prime and Alpha Trion, and I saw, who is it? PB2 says he turns into a lion. Yeah, but he's got a horn. I was thinking unicorn, but wasn't Titan's Return Alphatron? He turned into kind of like a lion unicorn. So yeah. So maybe that's what it is. Elita 1 was Ariel in G1. I don't think we caught her name I don't know if she's going to go by Ariel there, or maybe she'll go E1. You got B127, D16. We'll call her E1, and why he's Orion Pax and not like O16 or something. Maybe he is. I don't know. The time will tell. Some of the other toys, there's a Rhino, Curse of Rhinox. Yeah, tell us all about that Kingdom Rhinox there, Fire Talks. Favorite toy in the world, huh? Redler says there's a frame where Soundwave, Starscream, and Shockwave are in kind of a throne room. Yeah, so I think somebody put that in our in the Discord. So I didn't catch that during the couple of times I watched the trailer. Of course, I just kind of watched it real quick in the time that I had. I didn't exactly study it. But yeah, I did see somebody caught that and post that in there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Looks pretty solid. So it'll be interesting. Are they going to be kind of like an opposition, and then Megatron eventually joins and takes over, or does he end up collecting them? Or it'd be pretty cool to see them how that goes. And yeah, I did see Steve Buscemi in the credits. They didn't exactly say who it was, but you're saying Starscream is voiced by him. And of course, Steve Buscemi also voiced Day Trader in the Last Night. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, and there was a shot of a Quintesson, not a real good look. It had some green tentacles and kind of reached out and grabbed somebody, kind of like, hey, you're doing bad and I'm going to mess you up or whatever, and then kind of clicked away. So Quintessons are involved. I don't think it was a Quintesson judge in the glimpse that I saw, because I didn't see like the egghead with 5 faces. It looked more like maybe a bailiff or something like that with the Quintesson. Again, as always, time will tell. Plenty of speculation, of course. Plenty of time for speculation, and you know what? We'll all probably be wrong, and that's fine. I'm gonna go. It looks like it's animated well. The voice cast is pretty good. Regardless of what you may or may not think about whether the voices fit or not, we got to move on from Frank and Peter at some point. And I think they got, so far from what I can tell, I think they got good choices. Yeah. Now this is a pretty cool idea. Not sure if they'll do that. Like I said, we kind of got to move on from those guys. Let them retire and enjoy life or something, you know. But it would be pretty cool. It would be a good nod to see him voice change at some point. But yeah, it looks better than the Bayfors for sure. Yeah. Yeah, fun times. It looks like a good time, and the humor is on point. It's exactly the type of humor that I like, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Not so much that I'm going to lose my mind or anything, because I try not to look forward to anything that much. But yeah. All right. So anyway, so enough about Transformers 1. Let's go talk about some toys, shall we? So yeah, we'll move these ninja guys or wannabe ninja guys off to the side here, so make room for some other bots. Oh, which one do I want to do first? Oh, how about in order that they arrived? It was like Sunday one came in, another one was delivered Monday, but I didn't pick them up until both of them till Monday, so we'll do that, and then the others came Tuesday. First up, Studio Series Bumblebee movie Shockwave. So a lot of people were complaining when we first started getting into the Bumblebee movie figures, and they made Shockwave a core class figure. I was like, I got it. I think I've since sold it, but I knew they were going to come out with a Voyager Class 1. Because there's no way they're going to do that. They just wanted to get the core class 1 out there so people could get it. Because if you already had one of these, you're not going to get the core class, right? Yeah, so that's why they do like the pre-paints. They've got a tendency to do pre-paints like they did in Titan's Return. Like they use the Octane mold for Optimus Prime and the Blitzwing mold for Megatron first. Because, Oh, I got to get that because it's a new mold. Okay, now I'll get the guy it's supposed to be. As opposed to, okay, well, I already got the mold in the guy it's supposed to be. Why do I need to get another Optimus Prime? I'll pass that. So that's why they're doing the pre-paints anyway. So yeah, so apparently Shockwave is not a gun anymore. He's just standard H tank, and so yeah, so that's his gun. It just kind of comes off the pretty standard rubber hose. You can take it off if you want to, or to leave it on, and pretty simple transformation once you've done it. It might be a little difficult to figure out the first time through. But I mean, as you can see, if I'm not hiding everything too much, it's not particularly difficult. And so you can totally flip his hand out. And I think you can even attach this with his hand if you wanted to. But I usually fold it up because he doesn't have a hand. And then this just kind of has a little tab in there and a little slot on his arm, and it just tabs in there. And there's your iconic Shockwave look. There is one extra step, which seems a little unnecessary to me. For some reason, they have these things where they rotate. I mean, they're perfectly fine in this position. I mean, it doesn't hinder his leg articulation at all. It doesn't even come close to it. But for some reason, in robot mode, you're supposed to pull this out and flip them down. So I guess the proportion's a little bit nicer. It looks more like a calf as opposed to some, tumor or something he has up near his knee. But that's more or less, it does need to be this way with the wheel this way for it to up top for it to be able to roll in alt mode. But in robot mode, honestly, it can be either way. So I don't know why they didn't just put it the other way, other than just minor aesthetics there. So, but yeah, so there's Shockwave, and we can, anytime you get a Shockwave, you got to go put them in the are all dead pose, right? Dropped my spudger. I need to pick that up because I'm sure I'll need it later. Fire Talks is asking, yours has the pin, right? Yes, it does have the pin. Filling empty space. Yeah, I suppose that's true. But I mean, they could have closed up that space. I mean, there's nothing else that goes in there, so it could have just been a closed part. Yeah, whatever. It's just interesting thing. It's nothing that bothers me. But yeah, so that's a good point. We did see at least one person got one of the Shockwaves, and it's missing a pin right here. So this lower part of the chest is pinned to this upper part, and that's where it hinges there. I was lucky mine has it, but there's at least one out there that does not. So if you get one, check that. You'll probably know for sure if you don't have a pin because it'll pop off. I'm pretty sure that's how he found out that it doesn't have a pin. So yeah, so that was the first one. Pretty cool. I was definitely looking forward to that one because I thought that Shockwave, just looked great. Okay, which other one? Next up, we're continuing our journey into the Infernac universe, and with the factionless Shard. Very green, and yellow. So, you know what this looks like? I can't remember what it was called. It was one of the episodes with Cup. There was this crystal monster. So one of you guys out there, probably knows what I'm talking about. There was some crystal monster from season 3, and Cup was there. The crystals, I'm almost positive, were this color. I don't know if it's meant to be that or not, but it definitely reminds me of that. So you can take off these little pods, and you do really kind of need to take them off. I mean, they attach right back in the same spot on the arms, which is where they are, but they're on the opposite arm facing a different way. So you do kind of need to take them off. Pull the legs down here and flip that down, and then flip this up. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool little transformation they got here. I find getting the arms in and out to be a little bit of a challenge. It's not terrible. I mean, you could totally take the rotors off to make this easier, because they do become like melee weapons. But you could also store them on the rotor, and you can see they're already kind of rotating down into like a storage position. So you can either do that, or you can they can be like swords. So get these out halfway, then we'll flip this piece down. That's kind of the chest, and then these got slots and tabs, and they lock in. You guys know how Transformers work, right? So there you go. And rotate the arms so they're pointed in the right way. Take the legs apart, rotate them. And so there is Shard in bot mode. And you can put these cannons on the arms. And like I said, these are actually a different way. So it's not the same orientation as it would be if it was in helicopter mode. Does have panels. These extra panels can come off and be used as armor for other bots. The legs can come off. The arms can come off. And the instructions, of course, since she came in the same wave as Gears, they showed Gears all armored up or rocked up. I don't know, rocked out with parts of Shard. And it's interesting that they use every part except like the torso. The torso you just throw away. The arms, the rocket pods or whatever, the other panels, even the swords. Oh yeah, you can flip that up. So I'm kind of torn. You're supposed to flip this up. I mean, it comes packaged in the box with the down. And this definitely makes it a little bit more sleek of a profile. But officially, you're supposed to kind of flip that up. But then it's just like, weird. Yeah, it's like sticks out far. So, I mean, I think most people are probably just going to leave it down. And I know Fire Talks is he's screaming Rock Lords. And so, get ready to go crazy, because I brought the other Rock Lords out here. So here's our nice Rock Lord family. So apparently, if you mix gray and green, you get brown. I don't know. I'm not one of those people who does that. It's just kind of weird that it worked out this way, that this one's smaller and childlike or whatever. So Fire Talk says the tail needs another hinge. Exactly what I was thinking. I just didn't say it. Hinge it out, and then another one to kind of lift it up this way, and then fold it back down. Yeah, kind of like a double hinge. That's exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, so there we go. And I didn't even really do it, but yeah, so they can like trade arms. Can they trade legs? No, his leg doesn't come apart like that. I think it's the front part of his leg, so you can't really trade legs. But they can totally trade arms. Got one beefy arm. Wow, I actually used that gimmick. I get all of these weaponizers and fossilizers and rockalizers, and I rarely even use any of that type of stuff. But yeah, finally I did something, and I did it on stream. Amazing. Okay, Rock Lord's family. We will move you off to the side. Okay, next up, we'll go ahead and do this one, who I don't really have anybody to compare along with. The next guy's got a couple of partners that I want to share with them. Oh, we're getting another Rock Lord next wave. I look forward to it. I'm digging these Rock Lords. These Infernac universe type people. Cybertron Universe Starscream. Pretty cool. I almost passed on this guy because I haven't seen Cybertron yet, and I was just like, okay, it's another Starscream or whatever. But I'm addicted, so I got it. And I'm glad it's cool. It's a good looking Starscream. It's kind of evocative of a Tetrajet. It's not really, but I mean, it's definitely a spaceship. Oh, I forgot to flip out these smaller wings. So there you go. Very cool. Weird thing about this is these panels. I did finally get them actually tabbed in solidly, but if you don't tab them in solid, they're very easy to like push in or whatever. So I guess you really do need to make sure that you tab them in and take the extra step, because otherwise they're just real easy to move and get bent out of place. But other than that, these extra side pieces are removable. In fact, you'll notice that because they come removed in the package. You can totally transform them with them installed. It does help if you kind of rotate them a little bit. Oh yeah, and he's got a gun. It stores. Oh, and a little Cyber Planet key with the Decepticon logo on it. It stores in the back, and they say you can put it in the gun, but I didn't manage to do. Oh, there it goes. One of the weird times where you try to do something and it does not work off camera, but then it works easily on camera. So the camera opposites things, because a lot of times things work great when you're messing with it off camera. As soon as you get in front of the camera, everything breaks or doesn't work right. This is the weird time where I could not get that in there the times that I tried it off camera, and then but boom, there you go. So you guys have witnessed history. Oh, so we'll go ahead and transform him. You got to split these legs. Probably the trickiest part is it is a little kind of you got some little tabs here on the front that goes into this little notch here. You do kind of have to angle it a little weird to kind of get them in there, but it's doable, as you can see. It's not terrible. I'm exaggerating, but if I had to nitpick about anything, that would be it. So there we go. And let's take this back. And it does tell you to flip these like the nose of it in. But I mean, if you really wanted to give him like a spy, like you see it in James Bond or whatever, they give like a little kick out, a little point on the shoe, give him like an extra kick weapon or something. You can do that, I guess, or not. So I'll make the arms back here, and they rotate down here, rotate it around, it opens up. You guys have seen this arm movement before if you got any of the Siege Seekers. It's not exactly the same, but it's practically the same. I mean, you hinge open like the whole forearm, and then you rotate out the fist. I mean, it's practically the same. And so these tail fins, which are not even quite on camera, these actually come separate in the package as well. You can totally take these off, and I think you could use them as a weapon or something, or you could just leave them in and rotate them down so they're out of the way. And then he's just got a little stump of a head until you open up the back and rotate it in place. So there is Cybertron Starscream. And again, the Cyber Planet key. Got a little port you can plug right into the back of his neck. Doesn't activate anything. It's just kind of an approximation of that gimmick. And he can, of course, hold his clear purple weapon. Does have some blades that flip out of these extra little pieces here. So he's got extra weapons that he can use. So there you go. That is your Cybertron Starscream, and I suppose he could hold this if you wanted to. Yeah. Could probably hold, like I said, he could hold this. Yeah. It looks a little weird, but he can do it. And we'll just attach his gun to one of these ports on his leg. And so this is what the Cyberplanet key does to him, we'll say. Yeah, so there's lots of things you can do with this guy. So if you like doing things, and of course, obviously with all of these different ports, you can take apart your rock lords or fossilizers or whatever and throw that on there. Combat bots, however you want to do it. So that's Starscream. Last but not least, it's kind of funny where I work. If somebody's like really nagging you, paying attention, following up, hey, making sure you're doing your job, they say that they're bird dogging you, and so that leads us right into our next one, Silverbolt, the bird dog. There you go. So very cool. The tail is kind of it's kind of funny how short the tail is. I imagine that is true to his original figure. But yeah, and I mean he's already got he's ready for a rear attack because he can always just pop out his fists, so he can just kind of punch people that are behind him, so he's all set with his rear guard. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, like most animal transformers, he can open his mouth to give you that dull surprise look or whatever. It's not a super wide like a roar. You can have him, howl. I guess. Oh. You can even break the transformation to give him a really strong howl. Oh, but since we're doing that, that's the first step in transformation. You just kind of flip up the two. They hinge in the middle. You just kind of flip them up, and you're going to rotate that whole piece around. And so these are the legs. You just kind of straighten them out and rotate them around. And so there you go. It is interesting because I don't know why they put such heavy, long, like, ratchets or whatever for these legs. So he's probably terrible for posing because I mean you gotta it locks in straight and it kind of like locks in here for like where it is in the all mode, but like if you want to give him a knee bend, it's just so loose all the way around back. So I don't know, maybe it's fine. I haven't done a whole lot of posing with them. Anyway, so we'll flip down his crotch guard, I guess. These fold down, and before you can do that, you got to fold them back up in here. So it's kind of like a double hinge there. And we already brought out the rear guard fists. Now they're going to be his actual front guard fists in robot mode. So you just kind of unfold all of that and straighten it out. Now you got your arms. The head is down here. You just flip it up. They do have a hinge here. I think I saw what that was for at one point, but I didn't really make sense. Just fold the head up, and then that tucks inside there. Then you can flip the head back down, and there you go. And you can do whatever you want with the wings. You can leave them out, or you can kind of fold them up. And there's Silverbolt. PB Chu says he even has fake hinges because of the show accuracy. Oh, yeah, like these here. I actually tried to hinge them there when I first got it. And I was like, those don't look like they're going to move. But, yeah, so they put fake. Those are fake hinges. They don't move, but they look like they do. So there's that. I thought an interesting comparison for him would be they call these guys fusors, right? Oh, I forgot. He comes with these little leaf weapons that store on, or not leaf, feather weapons. They store on the wings, like on the outside edge, and they hide so well you almost forget that they're there. And so yeah, so there you go. So he's got these little feather weapons. But yeah, like I was saying about the Fusors, these guys both have like a four-legged mammal with a fused with a bird. So I thought bringing in Tigerhawk would be an interesting comparison. You know, of course we got leader class guy with Voyager class guy. Interesting that they both have feather weapons. Tigerhawks are a little harder to get off. Good gracious. So there we go. Doesn't want to go in there. All right. Well, he's just not going to hold his for tonight. So, yeah. So there we go. I mean, his Silverbolt's wings, fold away a little bit nicer. The Tigerhawk's wings are just so huge. I mean, you can't really help but have them in the way. Usually, I have him stored with his wings flat to his back and just kind of basically like wearing it almost like a cape. That's kind of how my Tigerhawk hangs out. But nobody really wants to see Silverbolt with hanging out with Tigerhawk, right? Tigerhawk needs to get with Black Arachne. That's what you want to see, right? This is what you guys want to see. So there you go. I don't know what else to say, but it is kind of interesting that they had some kind of a Romeo Juliet romance in Beast Wars with a Maximal and a Predacon falling in love and hanging out. And it's interesting that a lot of times with that type of story, in fiction or whatever, it's the good person goes bad. But in this case, it's interesting that the bad person eventually went good. So that's pretty cool. You thought I'd bring out the cheetah print one? Yeah, well, this is the one in the show. So that's what I was going for. I did actually run into the Jazzercise Black Arachne first, but she was right next to they were like right next to each other. But I figured I'd bring out the show accurate one. Well, I didn't swap the legs to be completely show accurate like some people did, but the original coloring. Hell of a size comparison. She's so itty bitty. Oh well, first of all, you've got Voyager versus Deluxe. So there's going to be a bit of a size comparison. They think she's small now. Let's bring out Tigerhawk. But then on top of it, even though she's a deluxe, Black Arachne, just because of her thin frame, is one of the smaller deluxes anyway. So, but you know this. Yeah, so there you go. To bring out another, female for comparison. Although she does still have the other leg or arm. It's hard to get them side by side. Here, let's move your spider legs. And now she's uneven and doesn't want to stand. Why are you taking up so much time, Black Arachne? It's not even your review. So there you go. So she's just a small thing. Just a small thing. PB2 says stares at Rat Trap. Yeah, I didn't bring out Rat Trap, but yeah, he's a little itty bitty thing. He's core class, and core class makes sense for him. Because he's a rat. He's actually a little bit too big even in core class. Technically, well, so is the spider. Come on. Again, but what did we say? What do we say almost every week? Throw the concept of accurate scale out the door when you're talking about Transformers, because you will lose your mind trying to make it make sense. Just take it as it is. Personally, of the rat traps that I have, I like the Generations one, who was a deluxe class figure. The core class one's nice if that's the only one that you got. I like the deluxe class one, but he's actually on my Beast Wars Masterpiece shelf because there is no Masterpiece rat trap, and that deluxe one fits the scale of the Masterpiece rather well. I also don't have a pterosaur, so I've got the Kingdom pterosaur over there. Tarantulas is over there. They're probably not the right scale, but I mean, they're along with Masterpiece Megatron and Masterpiece Black Arachnia, and who else do I got out here? Tigatron, Dinobots, Cheetor, and Monkey Prime. So those are the Masterpiece ones, and then I filled in Rhinox is over there from Generations or something like that. So yeah, went into a whole conversation about scale last stream. Yeah, I knew it was recent. So yeah, like I said, it comes up all the time. You'll lose your mind. Anyway, so all right, this is not your show, Black Arachne. Quit hogging the spotlight. So here we go. We're bringing the rest of the new acquisitions, and we'll just leave Starscream all wild. And now it is interesting though, because now you've got Starscream is a Voyager, so is Silverbolt. In fact, we'll go ahead and bring in Shockwave here. Is another Voyager. So these are 3 Voyager class figures. So it really, I kind of like that how they're doing it. I mean, they're from 3 completely different universes, so there's really no comparison for them. But even though it might be weird that you're getting some figures in the same classes a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller or whatever, when historically they've all been roughly about the same size. I like that they are at least attempting to keep a little bit of scale, true to scale, by making them different sizes. So I mean, like say if they were in the same universe, clearly Shockwave would be a little bit bigger than Starscream the Silverbolt. I mean, that's just how it works. So we saw that a lot with the Siege and Earthrise, like the Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee come to mind very, very quickly because they're a lot smaller, but they made up for it with the extra weaponry. So you got to think about classes. When you talk about Transformers, like size classes, that's the easy way to say it, but really they're weight classes. They're looking at how much, basically how much plastic is being used to make the stuff, the sum of everything that's going in the package. So that's why you might have a smaller figure with more accessories, and still be that higher class. Very similar to what they've done with like almost every leader class, like Optimus with his trailer, Siege Shockwave with all of his like extra arms and stuff. So yeah, budget class basically. So but anyway, so there you go. That was my stuff from stuff I got earlier this week, actually, Monday and Tuesday. It was a pretty good week for new stuff. And if I ever decide to come back and download all this stuff, I got a whole nother. I got 4 more reviews I could throw together. But yeah, it didn't happen in the last couple streams. But who knows? Who knows? I'm pretty sure I won't be doing it this week either because we will try to avoid spoilers. But Fallout came out on Amazon, and I was aware of the games. I never played the games, but the show looked pretty good. So I watched the show, and it's awesome. And so I went, and it just so happened that there was a local comic convention in my area on Sunday. So I was like, oh, what the heck? Let's go over there. I was looking to see if they had any Transformers. Very little. They had a SDCC Metroplex in package, but they wanted like $500 for it. I'm like, yeah, no. So there was a couple scattered here and there, nothing worth getting, or it was overpriced. They did have, they had a lot of good stuff, just not really a lot of stuff I was interested in. One of the things that I did see, though, it's weird because it was one of the last booths I went to before I went. I must have made like 3 or 4 trips out, but I finally decided to go in this one. They had video games, so I was like, okay, let's go look. Then all of a sudden, I'm looking at the stuff, and they had a Fallout 4, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, I shouldn't. Oh, okay, I should. Yeah, okay, I'll get it. And it was like $8 or something like that. And then I also saw Witcher 3, and I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and get those. So I got the 2 of them for like $20. Witcher's another show that I love. I figured I should finally play the game. So yeah, there you go. Fire Talks is a big Fallout super fan, by the way. So so I get when I get a chance, I get it home, I fire up the PlayStation. I knew it's been a while since I've had to fire it up, so I knew I was going to have to go through the update thing. No big deal. I go put it in, put the disc in, can't read. Then I take it out. Oh, it's dirty and quite scratchy. It's been so long since I did anything with any kind of CD-ROM games. I didn't even bother to check it before I left. So I tried to clean it up. I was like, how do you fix scratches or whatever? I looked up online, as you do. They said some toothpaste thing. So I did the idiot thing and followed the instructions of what people do online. Threw some toothpaste on there, wiped it off. Didn't do a darn thing or whatever. I'm like, oh. And I was like, oh god, please be. And I checked the Witcher script. Perfect. I haven't run it yet, but there's no smudges, no scratches or anything on the Witcher disc, so I should be good with that. So maybe it turns out that I paid $20 for Witcher. Still not too bad of a deal. So I was like, okay, fine. Well, I really want to play Fallout, so I'm just going to purchase it from the PlayStation store. It says it's $20. I go to purchase it, and then it was only $5. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be this one. Oh yeah, the double thumbs up is the fireworks. Yeah, Vault Boy. So $5. Yeah, starting to lag a bit. Maybe, but yeah. We were going through this. The double thumbs up is the fireworks. Got to get the double the double devil horns. Get you the light show. So I've been playing Fallout, but like I do when I get one of these like adventure style games, and I basically spend all my free time playing the game, and so that's basically what I've been doing, for every free minute that I've had since Sunday. So, and I'll probably go knock out a little bit after we get done here, and yeah. So, anyway, that's all to say. First of all, open up to Fallout discussions. Just no spoilers on the show, and also an excuse for just one more reason why I probably won't cut this up into shorts or anything like that. So. I did not get any DLCs yet because I haven't played any of the games. I figured I'd experience it fresh first. I more than likely will end up getting DLCs to expand all that, but I figured I'd go ahead and start fresh. And one thing I learned though is if an apocalypse ever happens, I won't last more than like 5 minutes. Based on my performance in that game, I won't last more than 5 minutes because I had to crank the difficulty down. I got yeah. I got a little bit of ways and I could do stuff like, man, this is really hard. It just wasn't quite as fun. And then I got to one point. Anybody, Fire Talks, you may Kellogg. So that was fairly early in the game, but I could not do anything with that guy. It was like normal. Yeah, Death by Red Roach. That was first one for sure. Probably everybody's first. But yeah, I after trying every other little bit, because I did, first of all, I did not really prepare and stock up on any of it. Um, and what I did have was depleted by the time I got to him. Um, so I got there and tried everything I could think of, and I just couldn't get more than 2 hits on the guy before I was just had a leg blown off or whatever. So I was like, wait a minute, there's a difficulty. So very easy. Okay, next time in there, done. I was like, I'm just going to leave it there. I don't care about difficulties. I don't, I want to enjoy the game. And if I'm dying every 5 seconds because I can't beat something, that's not fun. I would rather, be working on a lower difficulty and actually progress through the game and enjoy the game. And I do not care one bit about the difficulty, anything like that. Exactly. I don't want to be stuck somewhere and not progress and miss out on the story because I'm trying to be a gamer and play it on difficult or whatever. So yeah. So I knocked it down, and that's what I do is exactly what I did this time. I'll leave it on normal difficulty. I'll play through as far as I can get, and as soon as I get to some place where I just can't get past it, dial it down. Fallen Order, I did that. I played on the normal difficulty all the way up to a certain point. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was that fallen Jedi that you fight on Dathomir. I could not beat that dude. It took me a while to realize that. I was having so much trouble, and I was like, God, what is it? And then everybody, I hear people talk about VATS. I'm like, what is that? So I had to go look it up. I'm like, oh, that should be so helpful. And I've definitely started using that a lot more now, so that I've done that. So I'm trying not to watch gameplay tip videos because I want to kind of experience it myself and pick up. I am watching other videos, mostly lore type stuff. And you can't help but, get the random tips. And it's fine. I mean, the game's been out, 10 years now or whatever? I don't care about spoilers. I already know some of the big twists or whatever that are coming. But it's still, I'm enjoying the whole process or everything like that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a good thing. I'm hooked up with the Brotherhood of Steel right now. They were like other than what was it, Preston Garvey, I think he's like the first one you have to come to. Then I moved on, and then I came, fell in with the Brotherhood, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I just kind of followed that storyline for a little bit. So yeah, I'm officially a member of the Brotherhood of Steel right now. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, I know there's all sorts of allegiance issues and this and that or whatever. But hey, they got some good weapons, and I already talked about how I have trouble surviving. Good weapons is important right now. Anyway, how long did it take to survive Vader Fallen Order? It's been a while since I played that, a couple years at least. By the time I got to Vader, remember, difficulty was cranked down, so probably still had a tough time with him because, I mean, it's Vader, but I don't remember much. Purge Troopers, those are the guys with the little shock batons in it. I don't remember having a whole lot of problem with them, even at the normal difficulty, unless there was a bunch of them. So, yeah, I saw somebody make a comment about the shirt. The big reason why this was a gift, and big reason why it got from me is because she knows my favorite character. She went around looking for all the, any shirt she could find that had a hot rod on it. See, she picked it up. So very few have hot rod by itself. It's almost always going to come with a couple of other Autobots. But hey, it's fine. It's still there. You made the cut. So Need to go play Fallout 76. I'll probably make my way to the other games. I think a lot of them are PS3. I still have my PS3, so I might make my way to some of the other games at some point. Maybe not all of them, because I know there's like Fallout, the original 1 plus 2 and 3 and 76 and then 4 and a couple other ones or whatever. So, but yeah, I'll probably make my way to some other games once I get through this one. We'll see. Have you seen the Hot Rod Akira shirt? I don't think I have. Or if I did, I forgot about it. Yeah, 1 and 2 are PC from the 90s. Yeah, I heard about that. 76 is PS4? Okay, well, then I might have to go pick that up. Do I use BlueStacks? I do not. I think BlueStacks is a Windows program that emulates Android. I think is what you're talking about. I know. I'm pretty sure Sunstreaker Waza does that. I know Solja. I don't know if he does a whole lot of streaming or videos much anymore, but I'm pretty sure he uses that. But I've got a Mac, as you saw, and an iPhone, and they play well together. So I just plugged the phone into the computer, and I've got OBS running, so that's how I can capture the. So it works. It works nicely, and I find it easy just to play on my. Oops. Pulled it right out of the cord. Play on my phone, Just plug it in. Play it on the phone. I mean, nothing against those emulators. I mean, that's fine. I just don't need it. Oh, the Akira one, Hot Rod on Rekar. Okay, yeah, that would be pretty cool. 3 is on everything, so is New Vegas, and 76 is basically free. It's open world. Oh, interesting. Yeah, BlueStacks. So you can play games like Earth Wars. It's basically what it is. It's an Android emulator. It's on your without having an Android phone, or you can have an Android phone, and this would just be a new one, essentially. Or you can sign into it with your Android account. Yeah, basically you have to have a Google Play account or a Google account. It pretends to be an Android phone. What it is. So it allows you to play Android apps and stuff like that. So isn't 76 the infamous one for all the wrong reasons, or they actually fixed it? That's much better now. Okay. Well, you don't need to have Android. I mean, it runs on Windows, so you would need Windows. So you can sign up for your own Android account and download the game, and I wouldn't do that just because. But I mean, the reason why you would want to do that is like if you're going to stream and you want to bring up the game. You don't have a easy way, because I looked. There's not really a very good way of connecting a phone and bringing it up on a Windows machine, or maybe there is. I haven't looked in a while, but when I looked. I mean, I was just curious. I didn't need to, because, like I said, Mac and iPhone play together. It was far more difficult to try to do that with the Windows machine. So if you don't really have that option, something like BlueStacks would be great, But I mean, here, it's not working because I pulled the cord out. So I don't know. You guys hearing the music at least? It might be low, but yeah, the capture is not working. That's okay. We're not going to go back to it anyway. We're done with it. But that's just because I pulled the cord out. Fucking idiot. What is that from? Was that Ren and Stimpy or something? Jeez. I didn't even watch the darn show. It's just, pop culture. Gee, good gracious. Oh, you said set the Hot Rod Akira image? Okay, cool. I'll check that later. I don't have Messenger up on my computer, and I'd have to, my phone's busy, but I appreciate it. So, bit unrelated. I'd say it's related. Earth Wars is playable on a Chromebook since it can play Android mobile games. Oh, interesting. Don't expect the same performance or likes of PCs, though. Yeah, I did actually, a bunch of years ago, I actually went out and got like a cheap Android tablet. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like $100 because there was a game. I actually have a couple videos. Durango made a couple videos on it. It was kind of like a survival game, like with dinosaurs and stuff. You had to do crafting and stuff like that. It was pretty fun, but it wasn't available for iPhone. I really wanted to play it, and I wasn't going to go buy a whole top of the line Android phone. So I got this tablet, and it was pretty cool. I did load up Earth Wars on there with like one of my second accounts. So. Don't pull it up live. Who knows what else I said? I don't think it's been that bad. But no, I would never pull any of that up. Do I watch Superman and Batman? No, I don't. I know who they are, but I mean, I haven't seen the most recent Batman movie, the Batman. I haven't seen that. I'll watch it at some point. There's just always something else that I'd rather do. But I watch most Batman movies and Superman movies and stuff like that. But I don't keep up with a lot of the shows. So, yeah. No, I haven't seen the Pattinson one. I've heard it's pretty good. I don't know. Every time I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about, okay, well, maybe it's time to watch. Nah, maybe it's time to watch it. This one, let's go watch this. So, I don't know. That happens sometimes. Something that I do want to actually see, then I just never get around to it because I do others. I get busy doing other stuff. So, anyway, procrastination moment. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I procrastinate quite a bit. It's not really so much procrastination because I wouldn't say it's exactly on my list to watch. I mean, it's something that I know is out there, something I'd like to watch eventually, but I wouldn't say I'm procrastinating with it, but maybe. So same kind of thought process kind of goes with it, though, I guess. I definitely procrastinate in most other aspects of my life. I'm what you would call a procrastinator. There's no amateur procrastinating over here. I'm a pro at it. It's actually what I'm playing Call of Duty, and I'll play Roblox. No, I'll watch a movie. Yeah. Like PBG said, relatable. I have not seen The Magicians. There's a lot of stuff out there. I just can't keep up with all of it. I do the best I can. It's weird. I get super focused on certain things, and it varies. Sometimes I'll get like I said, when I get a new game, new adventure style game, like Zelda for sure. Anytime a new Zelda game comes out, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, literally every second. I'm pretty sure I canceled some streams at some point during one or both of those game releases just because I was too immersed into the into that game. I probably came up with some other excuse, but it was because I wanted to play the game. Um, so yeah, I definitely get that, and then all of a sudden I'll get to a point where it's like, okay, well, I need to move on to something else, and then it'll be months or longer before I get back to it, And right now, that's kind of where I'm at with the Fallout 4. Not as bad as Zelda because I got other things. I'm still exercising, still trying to be healthy and all that. So I'm making time to take care of all of that and trying to eat healthier. So I'm making time for that. So I don't have as much time for the game as I would have normally done in the past, where like work is done, boom, we're playing the game. Okay, I'm going to order food. Boom, he comes in. I'm going to scarf it down in 5 minutes. Boom, back to the game, and then awake till like 2 a.m. I mean, seriously, that is how insane I would get of the for like especially like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Wait till you get to the base building. Oh no. Yeah. I did hear something about like settlements or whatever. Yeah, we'll see. It's funny because I've played a few other games. I mean, anybody who watches this stream will tell you. Oh, I can't. Let's see. Can I pull this out and bring it back in? Or are you going to get it back? Probably not. Well, anyway, you know what my base looks like. You go back, pull up a video of mine from like 6 years ago. How long has the game been around? 7-8 years now. Go back 5-6 years ago. Pull up one of my videos where I show my base. It's in the exact same layout. I don't do a lot of base building. The whole Animal Crossing. I jumped on that fad back in 2020. I got Animal Crossing for the Stitch. Yeah, it was a fun little game. All these people building, custom this and that, the whole world or whatever. And I could barely keep the grass cut. It's just, I don't know. It's not something that I ever really dug into. I mean, obviously, if there's like quest related type stuff, if there's a quest, like you have to build this or whatever, I'll probably do that. But I mean, if it's just an optional thing, I don't know. Maybe we'll see when I get there. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just saying, I have a track record for not doing a whole lot for decorating, which is kind of what a lot of this is. I don't know if that's exactly what the base building aspect of it is or not, but yeah, we'll see. It says, had my base for 4 years now. You never change it. Only 4? Quest related resources? Okay, well then yeah, I'll definitely be doing it. I mean, if it's just one of those, okay, you've established a settlement, I'll decorate it however you want, and then there's nothing else drawing me to it, it'll stay exactly the way it was right then. But if I've got quests or anything else that brings me back to do all that stuff, it'll get done. There's one of the things I do. I'm not a 100% completer. I don't need to find every last little hidden detail. Like, for example, in the Zelda, I am not going to go find every 900 of those darn Korok seeds. No way. Especially since your reward is just Hestu poop. So forget about it. So I'm not a 100% completer type of person, but I don't like leaving quests unfinished. So if I've got a quest, I like to finish it. So if they get, which I'm already plenty filled up with quests in my Pip-Boy now. And I'm already just like, which one do I do? can't finish this one, and I got 5 new quests on my way to go check out the combat zone or whatever. And that's just how those games are. And I'm not really exasperated. It can feel that way sometimes. It's just more a matter of like what he was saying. It's like, do I play this game or that game or watch a movie? It's like, okay, do I do this quest or do I do this quest or do I do this quest? They're all really interesting. Yeah. Prime Duncan says, "I know someone who's the complete opposite. Love touching up the small details." Yeah, it's that's the nice thing about a lot of these games. Is like you can totally do that. If they have that, you can do that, or as long as it's enjoyable without having to resort to that. I mean, that's why I ended up kind of stopping Animal Crossing because there was points where you were kind of leveling and accomplishing tasks, but then it got to that point where okay, you're on your own, do what you want, and I had no guidance, I had no direction, and then eventually I just ended up just moved on to other stuff. And I know there's a whole social online aspect of it. I never really got into that because just never really knew a whole lot of people that were on Animal Crossing, and I'm not the kind of person who's going to go. It's like, hey, let's go play together. Random person. It's a huge introvert. You probably wouldn't think it from seeing me on stream or anything like that, but I'm not the one who's going to go out in person. I'm not going to be the one to start a conversation with anybody else. So it's kind of funny. There was a question. I don't know if you guys heard about this, and I don't even know where I heard it. But there was like a question. Something about it's like, what if you ran into like the exact version of yourself, or like or like like a past you or something, and it wasn't planned, and you just kind of you're sitting down, and all of a sudden you see yourself. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, I'd have so much fun. We'd go do this and go do this." And it's like, for me, it's like, if I'm here and the exact me is like sitting right next to me, not a word would be said. We might like kind of look at each other and just like, that's interesting, but we would mind our own darn business and would never say a word because it's just, yeah, it's funny. That's okay, but everybody's different. But if we're like at a TFCon, I'm going to Baltimore. By the way, I'm going to make it up there. So if you're making it to Baltimore this year to TFCon, come up to me, talk to me. I won't start the conversation, but I will engage. So I'm not that shy and introverted. But so yeah, and don't be afraid. I forget who was it said they went to Orlando and was afraid to come up and say hi. Don't be that way. Don't be that way. I don't bite. So yeah, definitely. So if you're going to make it to Baltimore, come on over. I'll have this hat on. It'll be real easy to see. Plus, I'm also pretty tall. So yeah, I'll be having this hat on. I'll probably have one of my shirts on with my logo. Maybe not that much, but I'll have this hat on. So you'll see me with the Hoist hat. So come say hi. And I need to try to remember to take pictures. Every time I go, some people show up and we'll talk or whatever, but I never get any pictures. Never get any pictures. Sometimes I take pictures with other people with their phone. So they have pictures with me, but I don't have them. So I need to remember to take out my phone and take pictures too. So how tall am I? 7'6". No, 6'3". So not super tall, but taller than the average bear. So let's just say I can reach the top shelf. So I can reach the top shelf easily. Uh, Baltimore is 2 hours from where you live. Hey, that's not too far. I level with the, not quite, not quite. TFCon is what, November 1st through 3rd this year. Normally it's October, but it's like a week later than usual. That's actually November 1st. So I will be there. I'm skipping the custom class this year. I've done it the last couple times. Let's see, the first time I did it, that was when I went mostly by myself. I mean, I did end up meeting Patriot Prime there, but it wasn't like the big group or whatever. I just kind of went there. He was also going there. We kind of hung out together and all that. But that wasn't until later on. So I did the whole custom class thing. Then I did it again in Baltimore. But this time, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and 21. And so this is when it was the first one where we all did kind of go together as a group with Fire Talks and Patriot Prime, Bert, Cato, Deluxe, Rodimus. But I was doing the custom class, and everybody started showing up that Friday about like 1 or 2 o'clock. I'm still in the custom class, not even done, and so I'm leaving, going saying hi, hanging out, and I go, I got to finish and so I didn't quite finish. And then this last time, I made the smart yet dumb decision to get a booth, which I needed to start setting up early, so I had to. I only made it like halfway through, and had to leave. So, and basically, I said, and I found that as nice as it is, as cool as it is, I would definitely recommend it to anybody. If you haven't ever done a custom before and you want to go to a custom class or whatever, do it. Just know you're not going to do a great job because there's not really enough time to do a good job, because you don't have enough time really to let each coat dry well enough before you repaint new colors or paint others over it. So it's just not enough time. I definitely did a way better job when I did that Shatterglass Thundercracker on my own, because I did that over the course of a few days. I would do a little bit, give it overnight to dry. The next day, I'd come do a little bit more, give it overnight to dry, and do a little bit more. So even though I don't do it much on my own, I'm just going to save custom painting to being on my own. Unless there's a weird time where I end up going to a TFCon and nobody else does, then maybe. But I don't see that happening. So, the Flame Toys Magna Convoy. Yeah. That was the previous Baltimore one, the model kit. Yep. See, the first one was, what was the first one? Oh, it was that Combat Ratchet. It was like a Voodoo Toys masterpiece type Ratchet, and painted him green and all that stuff. So that was the first one, and then the second one was that one, and this the third time was the Armada Red Alert. So. Have I heard the song "Astronaut in the Ocean" by Masked Wolf? Nope, never even heard of it. Take it easy, PB2. Thanks for hanging out. Wonder if someone will make an articulated Sentius custom. Yeah, somebody did. I mean, I don't remember who it was posted it in the Discord. I've seen that custom before, and I'm pretty sure I actually have those same images saved to my phone as a reference, because I'd love to do that, but not like so many things. I have great ideas, but it's hard getting to doing the actual thing. So especially when the next shiny thing like Fallout shows up, and I end up dropping everything and go doing that. So I'm like Filch, from Robots in Disguise 2015, Filch, shiny. Speaking of which, I'm mad that I couldn't even pre-order the darn thing because Walmart doesn't want to, carry enough of them. Anyway, sorry. It's always annoying that there's always one figure, one of these Walmart exclusive waves that's like clearly the most desirable one and just sells out like that. Cosmos was the first one. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the Walmart near me just never even carried it in any of the Toxitron. I never saw a single Toxitron series box at my Walmart. So there's a couple of other Walmarts nearby. I don't go to them that much because my hunting days are pretty much done. If I happen to be in that area, yeah, maybe I'll swing in there, see what they got. Or if I have some other reason to be at Target or Walmart, yeah, I'll swing by the aisle. I'm not going to go there just for that because it's just... I only ever find disappointment. Gears is another one. I don't know. I all this other stuff, I should have Gears, but even on Amazon was completely sold out by the time I got to it. I'm hoping to find Gears. I'm sure. First of all, I'm hoping to either find them in store or probably just come back in stock. He's not a exclusive series. He's a mainline character, so he'll probably come back in stock at some point. It's not too worried about Gears. And if I end up not getting them, whatever. It's just a toy. You got super lucky and happy to see a Cosmos when you at 6 a.m. before you went to work. And see, that's why I never saw him, because the other people like you went in there super early and snagged him before I could get him, because there was 3 different occasions where I went and I saw the entire wave, like 2 sets of everything except Clampdown and Cosmos. I did eventually find Clampdown on the store shelf. But like 3 separate occasions, I found like the entire wave except those 2 figures. And in at least one case, it was 2 of each of them, except for those 2 figures. Because that's my luck. Fortunately, Larkin's Lair over there in Hawaii apparently gets all of the Cosmoses, because he got one for me, and I think 2 or 3 of the other guys too. Yeah. So that's the problem, is that they never make it past Hawaii. Yeah. See, I knew he got Cosmos for somebody else, so Fire Talks was one. Yeah, never once saw one in the store for sure. What happened to the guy in England? He could get them. Toys R Us. I've heard of him. I don't know him though. I think Patriot Prime did a sit rep with them once, maybe. Oh yeah, I never saw Cosmos or Galaxy Show. He showed up at Ross as well. I didn't see either one of them. Oh, believe me, I looked. That was leading up into TFCon, and I was going to like every Ross in the local area, and even farther out than I normally would, looking for stuff. And I found almost all of them except for like Cosmos and Galaxy Shuttle. You know, Crasher was popular. A lot of people wanted Crasher. Scourge was pretty darn popular too. I did keep one extra Scourge for myself because I still, and someday I still hope to make him like a Energon Rodimus type of, basically a hot rod with a truck. Hot rod that's a truck. One day. Might be 15 years from now. Oh, man. So a clampdown and a Galaxy Shuttle during that Cosmos craze. Yeah, I don't think I saw a clampdown either. I might have got clamp. I might have found a clampdown. I can't remember. I even bought some of those legacy bug bots, the Buzzsaw and Sandstorm, and there was somebody else, Sky Wasp. Or no, it was no. Sandstorm. Yeah, Buzzsaw. Oh, Nightprowler. Yeah, I even got some of them from Ross. Thinking it's like, hey, you never know. I actually sold the 2 Sandstorms that I got. Surprisingly, I didn't. I didn't sell Buzzsaw or Nightprowler. That's okay. I wanted one Nightprowler for myself anyway because I figured at some point maybe I might paint into Armada Cheetor. So I like that color scheme. And then when they showed up with the skin in the game, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't have an extra G-Tor. Hey, look, here's a cheap Nightprowler. Okay. Nobody bid on Bustle. I'm not surprised. I mean, I knew better. I was just figuring, hey, what the heck, maybe. But I didn't expect it to happen. Got a Nightprowler for pretty cheap. A really beat up box of Legacy Override. Oh yeah, I've got an extra one of her too. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what other figure or what other character that mold would really lend itself to. I mean, that's pretty specific to Override, but I got one of them too. Yeah, I got caught up in the hoopla and everything, and made some. Not say dumb, but less than smart decisions. Because the whole part of trying to sell stuff there was to try to clear out my house a little bit, thin out my collection. But I ended up going and buying extra stuff, and I've got extra stuff left over, so it's no better. There's no more space than there was before. In fact, there was probably less after the fact than there was to begin with. I just got caught up. I'm like, hey, this is kind of fun. Oh boy. Mission failed successfully. Exactly. Oh. Maybe do the Waspinator repaints from BotCon. That thought had crossed my mind. But again, my track record with actually doing customs. But the thought had crossed my mind that I could probably do something with them eventually. I could make the Warooters or something like that is what they were. So I could maybe do something like that. Someday. Someday. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I think did I say that earlier? I don't know. You said you were leaving. Did you came back? You must have been gone when I mentioned it. The thing with that Scourge is I do want a hot rod style head, so I don't know if there's one out there that would work with that. So probably need to see about modeling it or getting somebody to model it so I could print it or. Maybe he was lurking. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there lurking. I lurk on stuff a lot too. Kind of like the Earth Wars stream earlier today. I was lurking. I spoke up at one point, but mostly I was just watching. This is I had to say it because anytime I hear the choice between oh we could do this or this, I always go back to that meme with the response. But they were talking like about the prize for the or whatever for the anniversary event coming up. Just throwing out ideas like, oh yeah, we've done 5-star in the past, we've done 5-star combat in the past. What are 5-star or 5-star combat? Which order is it now? And I was just like, why not both? Anytime there's I was like, oh, should we do this or do this? Why not both? Yeah, so can't help myself. I mean, especially something like that where there's nothing stopping you from doing both. I mean, if it's like, oh, is it yes or no? Why not both? Doesn't really make sense because they're direct opposites. You can't have both. But it's like, well, should it be a 5-star bot or a 5-star combat? Why not both? 40-year anniversary, guys. Let's do something special. Bot and a combat. Highly unlikely to happen. Although it was interesting. You did say something about, somebody asked again about using opposite faction combiners. In the past, Giannis would always say, "Is like, no, there's no way. There's no way we could do it. There's no way." Well, today he said, "Well, never say never," but he did mention that it would be a technical challenge, and which was the reason he gave when he said no way in the past. But it might be one of those things where if they do come up with it, you might only work on latest gen phones type of stuff. So, and if that's the case, if they can only get to make it work on like new phones, they probably won't do it because they don't want to lock features down to something like that. They said they may do both at the 10th anniversary. Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, that's more of a milestone for the game itself. But it's 40th year of Transformers overall. Come on. I thought it was funny the trivia today. They were actually giving away toys, and they had 4 boxes there. Siege Chromia and 3 Kingdom Scorponok. Just scraped the bottom of the barrel. Just I was like, oh, dude, this is what we got left. Oh. And the questions, I don't know if it was the way they asked the questions or the way they phrased the questions. It was how many Transformer movies have there been since 2011? And the since 2011 part didn't come across clearly. So even I was like, what about since 20? So it's an odd thing to have picked that number. Because I mean, even if you were basing it around like the game itself, dates important to that, it would be started 2016. So I was like, you could say something like, how many movies have there been since 2016? Since the Earth Wars has been around. It would have made sense why you picked that date, So that one didn't, There's a lot of different answers. The answer was 5, by the way, which is the number I came up to. I don't ever participate in the trivia because I don't need the free stuff. I don't remember. I didn't stick around for all of it, but the other one was a little weird too. I forget what it was though. Oh yeah, the other one was what year did Megatron come to Earth in the original Transformers movie? The problem with that is we don't know what year he came to Earth. He came quite a while ago. They didn't ever establish that. The date that they were looking for was the date that he was discovered by Archibald Witwicky. But that's not when he came to Earth. That was just when he was found. So again, yeah, a little odd with the question, but most people saw the meaning of the question and answered properly. So yeah, they did get like the 1897, 93 or something like that. Most people answered with that date because it was the date associated with Megatron. So most people got that, even though the question was phrased poorly. So before the Bumblebee movie takes place, you're correct. We need to be a little bit more precise. Andrew Baker, I see you. Welcome. I see you saying big fan for you. 5 years, nice. Best bot is Drift at 317. Okay, so you got a little ways to go. Getting started. Earth Wars HQ level is 6. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're definitely just coming up. That's about when the power cores get unlocked, isn't it? Level 6. So yeah, all I gotta say, man, is just keep going. It takes a while, but the only way to get better is to play it. You gotta play. I mean, nothing progresses if you're not playing. So you just do the best you can. I haven't been doing a lot of tips lately, but I mean, I've got some tips videos and out there. Obviously I did the one that is a tips video, but there's other stuff out there like power leveling. If you ever get unlock a combiner, that's a good way of doing it. That's not usually how I do it though. Nowadays, usually I do the whole 2 bots thing. Like with a strong bot with a weaker bot. What I tend to use the combiners for, and this might be worth a video or covering in a stream sometime. It's kind of like how I'm personally am meeting these cyber pass quests. Like win so many hard battles or hard elimination mode battles or something like that. I drop 2 bots with a combiner and pick a hard zone, which is well within the capabilities of the combiner to solo. So that's how I get credit for the hards. Now you do have to be a little careful in elimination mode because the combiner cannot destroy the headquarters. So you got to basically use your bots, get them to pop the outpost bots, because your combiner would kill everything but not take out the headquarters, but the outpost bots would still be there that could pop up and take out your bots without the win. So you got to pop the outpost bots in elimination mode, then drop your combiner, clear out everything, and then it's just a cakewalk for your bots through an empty battlefield to the headquarters. That's mostly what I use the combiner for. It's for completing those hard cyber pass quests. usually goes pretty quick. They only tend to make you win like 10 of them or whatever. So, and those types of things tend to go pretty quick themselves, just because I mean, because I send Ruination level 20 Ruination, he clears out base like nothing. I can actually get through almost of. I could easily get through like 10 battles of that type on a single combiner activation. Probably more. I think I'm more than 10. Especially the ones that were if you're doing like PvP where the combiner can damage the headquarters. Oh, so fast. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. God Neptune, Ruination with 2 bots. Boom. There's your yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other one. Events worth a heart. That's exactly what I do. Ruination or like if I don't feel like spending another 25 to activate Ruination again, I'll drop Magnaboss or something like that. And usually go in. Yeah, see if it's a saying it too. Magnaboss is good too. Ruination or Magnaboss, and that's usually enough to get me to the 25 or whatever. And I know I'm giving up on the Zed Energon. Forgot what it was called at some point. Doing that trick with elimination mode, but so yeah. So if earning that particular resource in elimination mode is important to you, that's not a good strategy for me. I just want to get the win so I can get the Cyber Pass points. So. How do you guys feel about making a Google Doc Earth Wars guide? Think about making one in the times where I have nothing to do. Go for it. Honestly, if you think it'd be fun to do, I mean, if you need something to do, it's something good to work on. Even if you never finish, maybe it's worth just going through the process. Maybe doing that might help give you a little bit of experience, might help you farther down the road. I don't know. But I definitely think whatever you can put down, even if it doesn't end up being completed like a whole completely comprehensive guide, I think there would be plenty of people that could benefit from you. So yeah, I say go for it. Do you think the premium pass is really worth it? Well, first of all, make sure that you can afford it. I know it's $9.99 and it comes around once a month. So if you can afford an extra $10 a month if you go do it, I personally think it's worth it. Because it's probably still not working. No, but I can still pull it up and talk about it. So the skins, I could take or leave the skins. The extra like Titan Beam, Titan Smite, I never use those. I could take or leave those. But fuel cell cap increase instead of 50. Once you get to that, which is very early on, you will regenerate up to 75 fuel cells, which allows you, if you've got enough squads, I can put together 15 squads and use up those, or 60 and use up those fuel cells and have bots left over. If you can't quite do that, maybe you don't need quite so many fuel cells. But having up to 75 fuel cells, which is 16 battles by the time you get done with it. Those are 15, plus you'll have regenerated another 5 by the time you get done with them. That's very helpful. 250,000 spark is very good. 250,000 combat spark is very good. At 500 points, which is still fairly early on, you get extra XP, like an extra 25% XP for every battle that you do. So that's good. You saw, I don't know if you saw earlier, but if not, you can go back and watch G Metal gold. You get G Metal chips. And, wherever you get a gold core chip, you get a G Metal version of that also. 250,000 combiner spark. Squad cooldown skips and extras more than just the normal one. You get extra 4-star shards. You get extra 5-star shards. You get extra 5-star combat shards. You get combiner upgrade skips. So you just okay. Well, you got to have just like a bot skip. You got to have the resources to start it. But if you don't want to wait a whole week for him to upgrade, skip, and he's ready immediately. Same thing. You get the upgrade skip. I think you get ability upgrade skips sometimes. It wasn't in this Cyber Pass, but sometimes they do rank. Didn't we get like a corporal or sergeant rank in the? I know they had that in the that Easter event, but pretty sure we had something like that in the premium pass as well. So yeah, totally worth it. Plus, purchasing the premium pass alone on its own, that's all you have to do. You are qualified for the first tier of the VIP rewards for that month. So at the first of the next month, you will get those rewards, which includes 30,000 premium shards, 30 premium crystals, plus a bunch of extra stuff. You get some like the old school or new school crystals, which gives you 4 or 5-star shards, a bunch of Kremzeeks, and so yeah. The premium Cyber Pass is the best $10 you can spend in this game for sure. So again, as long as you have it and you can afford it. Depend if you're willing to play. Oh, for sure. That is one caveat. If you're not going to play enough to complete the Cyber Pass and get all those rewards I talked about, then no, it's not worth it. So you have to be, pay attention to those quests, and so you have to play. You have to play quite a bit to actually progress pretty well. I mean, there's 90 available every day. There's 3 quests, each worth 30 points. If you're asking about the premium pass, I assume you've seen how the whole Cyber Pass things work. You earn the same amount of points just as if you would on anything. The only difference is you get extra rewards when you hit those levels. So if you're progressing pretty deep in there, it's worth it to get all that extra stuff and the extra monthly stuff. Yeah, totally worth it. So, or spend a little, get the helper bottle. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if I would say to a new player, if you're going to spend any money in this game, you get that starter bundle to start off. In fact, get both of them. The Autobot and Decepticon one. Get both of the starter bundles, best value ever. And then also, if you're going to play and really try your best to complete the Cyber Pass, get the premium pass. But don't do it for the skins. The skins, yeah, that's like the final prize, and that's the thing that you're working towards. But the other stuff along the way, far more valuable than any skin that you can get. Oh my goodness, yeah. I was thinking I might want to wrap this one up early, but we've just been talking for it's just keep on going and keep on going. We're even back. We come back around. We're talking about the game again. Just working on getting the remaining spark chest. You know, it's funny. I got to 3,000. I mean, I actually hit 3,000 on the dot this time, and I almost stopped. I'm at 3120. I hit 3,000 like on Saturday, and I've only got 3120. I finished my Cyber Pass, the Spark Chest. Yeah, that'd be cool, but it's not something I'm going to work towards. Well, like I said, big reason why I haven't done anything since Sunday. We just spent a long time earlier talking about it. Fallout. So yeah. Okay. Oh. My mouse lost connection. I think I need to get a new mouse. This one loses connection way too often. It is probably 10 years old, but it might be worth dropping $100 on a new mouse. Well, oh my goodness, look at the time. I think it's about time to get out of here. And I do appreciate everybody hanging out and chatting. We had some good chats about all sorts of stuff like we do all the time. It's who said it? Time flies while you're having fun. Totally does. Um, Thank you so much for being here and engaging. And you guys keep this going for sure. I would run out of stuff to say if you guys weren't asking about it. So it's a real collaboration every time we do, and I appreciate the heck out of all you guys being here and hanging out. With that said, it is time to get going. Best of luck in the event this weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time. Fist bumps, right?